backup camera again. Hey, Jody. There we go. Took it a second when it disconnected from the building's Wi-Fi. Just a quick trip home. About 35, 40 minutes. I got to make a stop. I'm about a third of the way to Fort Wayne when I head out here, Indiana.
Willing to appeal, willing to go to the Supreme Court and fight the issue. And depending on what the Supreme Court does, if it rules against him, he'll comply with it. If it rules for him, then they'll go ahead and implement it. He's not going to blow it off like Joe Biden did with these student loans. But there is simply no doubt, regardless of who rules what,
I was letting you know.
The birthright citizenship
If I don't see it,
universal amendment, it was never to be in the 14th Amendment. Thank me for your call. I appreciate it. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. Be a lifeline for Southern California by supporting the Red Cross Wildfire Relief Effort. The American Red Cross is on the front lines, providing emergency shelter, food, water, and medical support to those affected. Together, we can make a difference. To donate, please visit redcross.org, call 1-800-RED-CROSS, or text CA Wildfires to 90999. That's redcross.org, 1-800-RED-CROSS, or text CA Wildfires to 90999. Americans realize their credit cards, both secure and hassle-free banking, until some politicians want to change that with enduring Russian credit card debt. This minimizes critical needs that is being held credit card is processed, allowing you to use untested payment methods that jeopardize your data security and your rights. Corporate industries will make more money and manipulate the price. Tell companies to buy your card using the
That's your guess? Huh. I think that's a pretty good guess. That's how I want it to go. I really want to see Mahomes get beat. And I'd like the team to beat the Lions to at least make it.
Lee has dropped. Hopefully not dead. Let's continue. Charlie, Sunnyvale, California, where we lived for a short period of time, on a road called Waxwing Road, right off of Lawrence Expressway. And I think it was 1589, 1529, whatever the hell it was. The great KSFO, Charlie, how are you, sir?
Great, Mark. It's an honor to talk to you again. California has state laws that forbid local governments and police officers from cooperating with ICE. I recently contacted a local city council, and I suggested they contact the DOJ and ask to enter into a consent decree requiring them to cooperate with ICE. So if later
It's
on...
under Section 287. I'm well familiar with it. Go right ahead.
And if California comes later and says, hey, you're breaking state law, you can't cooperate them, we say, sorry, we have no choice.
As a matter of fact, it's the other way around. The feds have plenary power on immigration. This administration wants to enforce the law. And so if any inferior governmental authority or governmental official interferes with that, they're obstructing the enforcement of federal law. It's a crime. That's right. It's a crime. Thank you for your call, Charlie. Give everybody in Sunnyvale my very best. We salute our armed forces, police officers, firefighters, emergency personnel, our truckers. Yes, the men and women in Ukraine. Brave people. The men and women in Israel, very brave. I've got your back even if nobody else around here does. And you, the American people.
Bambi so small business owners can take back control of their business. Need to fire a poor performing employee who happens to now want 3 months off? Your Bambi HR manager will take care of that for you in your first week with us. You spend your time coaching your A players, we'll take care of the rest. I'm so confident that Bambi will help you focus on what you love about running your business that I'm offering a $1 trial to the service for your first month. Trust me, there are no limits to the amount of calls or questions you can give your Bambi
turns out
HR
that way
manager.
exactly.
After your first month, just 20. Yes, 20.
I know Duke will be excited about the Bills.
Month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime.
And,
Get a month of Bambi for just $1. Go to Bambi.com.
I like Philly, but I don't like their fans.
To schedule your first call with an HR manager right now. Go to BAMBE.com, Patriot Radio. These statements about the review of the Federal Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Hello, everyone. For all of you who suffer from calcium oxalate stones, here is some free advice. Tip 1. Drink plenty of water. It takes a lot of water to bypass the substances that lead to stones. Tip 2. You'll need to limit sodium on your meat. Tired of difficult lifestyle changes that often don't work?
You gotta hit two places. One place for snacks, one place for drinks. Love's first, then Pilot.
Many of them are elderly.
Yeah, I
They should not have been.
really like the Commanders' offense, man. I mean, they don't have much of a defense.
Groups are cheering the president's action. Ray Clugston, the White House. The day after the Senate failed to advance its own Born Alive bill.
I think the Lions were just playing on their heels most of the time. They still scored, quite, pretty well. Come on, I'm going. Fuck this shit. There we go.
The bill requires healthcare practitioners to provide both the same degree of professional skills, care, and intelligence for a child born alive during an attempted abortion as they were during a normal childbirth. Republicans have framed the bill as not being anti-abortion, but anti-infanticide. Democrats have criticized the legislation as being redundant, as killing infants born alive after attempted termination is already illegal, and the bill only serves to quote criminalize
Uh-oh.
predators.
Cop was here. Oh, wow, he just blew through that light. I'm not doing it with the cops in there.
California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a more than $2.5 billion package to help the Los Angeles area recover from its recent deadly wildfires. The funding approved Thursday will help with the state's
Oh, and they got even more banged up the first defensive play of the game.
Sheltering survivors and removing household.
One of the few starters they had back got hurt and was gone.
Streamline approvals for rebuilding homes.
An important one, too, one of the cornerbacks.
408 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, if you've heard, but President Trump says Newsmax is really terrific. He also
It's
says
fucking-
Americans are tuning into Newsmax because it's really good. Are you one?
Got the fucking
Newsmax
exit here
is now
covered.
on all major cable
Should have been a
networks.
pull-out.
And Newsmax 2, our streaming channel, is on all big OTT platforms like Roku, Samsung, Amazon, and more. But you really need to get Newsmax Plus. It's our streaming service with all the top Newsmax shows with Rob Schmidt, Greta Van Susteren, Greg Kelly, Brazil Sato, and others. You'll get great analysis from Dick Morris, Carrie Lake, Alan Dershowitz, Mike Huckabee, and more. Newsmax Plus covers all the major Trump rallies and news events, even the ones Fox News won't. Check out Newsmax Plus now and start your free trial today. It costs nothing to start.
Do a quick
Go to
record. I was gonna pull over and
newsmaxplus.com
record him real
today.
quick.
Then download
Look, he
the
got
app
outta
and
here.
Start watching. Millions are watching Newsmax.
I was gonna get him.
Newsmaxplus.com today.
The International Criminal Court's chief prosecutor has requested arrest warrants for two top Afghan Taliban officials.
Yeah, it is what it is.
for the oppression of women.
Both of those men, according
I'm
to
a Lions fan all my life. I'm used to it.
are responsible for persecution on gender grounds, specifically the
Get another year without a
persecution of girls
playoff
and
win.
boys, but also people who the Taliban considers to be not conforming with their ideological expectations of gender identity or expression, or people who are allies of women and girls in Afghanistan.
That's BBC correspondent Anna Holligan reporting. Panic is spreading in Goma in eastern Congo as M23 rebels encircle the city battling Congo's army. Many civilians have been wounded in the crossfire stretching the main hospital. The rebel group's been making significant advances in recent weeks, closing in on Goma. News and analysis at townhall.com.
Psalm 27, verses 1 through 4 says, "The Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked plans against me to devour me, it is my enemies and my foes who will stumble and fall. Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though a war break out against me, even then I will be confident. One thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord, and to seek him in his temple." Welcome to Stacy on the Right. We're on Sirius XM. So excited to have you with us this evening. We have a jam-packed program, and it is coming at you right now. Mike Johans is former governor of Nebraska. We're going to discuss one of my favorite people, the Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins. She's a nominee for President Trump. Jordan Goudreau is a former U.S. Army Green Beret. We're going to discuss the U.S. military being present along the southern already arrested over 400 individuals, and I've literally been checking back in to double check those numbers. The first day it was over 300 people that they arrested. Right now, let's see, last thing I've seen here on the number of individuals who've been arrested, I believe it's over 500, might be over 600. People across the country who are hardened criminals and dangerous, violent thugs who have been arrested. And the reason this is important is because these people are in the country illegally and they're actually victimizing Americans. And so President Trump has not just, oh my gosh, he's empowering DEI, sorry, not DEI, DEA, DEA, the ATF, and our U.S. military to assist in the arrest of these criminal aliens. This is so important. So Breitbart's reporting on this. Everyone's reporting on it, actually. You have Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents in Boston rounding up several criminal aliens as President Trump's mass deportation efforts begin. These men included MS-13 gang members, murder suspects, and others. Now, Fox News has a border reporter who literally lives down on the southern border and reports exclusively from there. His name's Bill Milligan, and he's been embedded with the agency, and his team took photos and video of the arrests as they were being made. These suspects were handcuffed and placed inside of vehicles. Milligan says that they witnessed 8 arrests, including multiple MS-13, Interpol Red Notice, and murder and rape suspects, and a volatile Haitian gang member with 18 convictions in recent years. He said he ain't going back to Haiti and F-U-C-K Trump and Biden forever. So he's literally a Biden supporter and a hardened criminal with 17 felony convictions, and he's still running around. You see how they've opened our country up to these criminal elements to be running around amongst us?
Got some schnackens for me and the wife.
So then, and this is the interesting part, this is the part that's enraging leftists, beyond the fact
Bronson from the car, yeah. It's actually not that bad out. It's 19 degrees. It's warmed up.
Now, Tom Homan has been in media extensively.
Yep, 19 degrees. Now I got to go over to Pilot and get something to drink.
How this is all going to break. How it's going to work. How is he planning on executing? Much of what is being done, by the way, it's none of it's new. It's all falls within the law and purview of the United States.
It's a busy exit. It's got a Pilot, a Lowe's, and a Petro shopping center.
To seek to make the streets safer for Americans.
Never heard of
All of this falls under law enforcement and immigration enforcement.
They all
So
have
they something
truck
called
stops.
collateral arrest. Tom Homan talked about this. He said this could happen in
Oh, shit.
jurisdictions. So at one point, a woman yelled out "thank you" to ICE as a violent illegal alien was being arrested in her neighborhood. Video footage of the Boston arrest shows one of the targets was a Salvadoran
All right, be right back.
alien charged locally with rape. He's charged with rape and then released back out into the streets. So what has happened is a collateral arrest occurred because someone was in the same building with the target. And when they check out everyone in the space, because if they're arresting one person, they're going to know the name and all of the details of every other person who's in that building, whether it's a house, wherever it is. And they found that there were other illegal aliens there, one of whom was also arrested. And that's called a collateral arrest. Someone who just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, but is in the country illegally and therefore deportable. So, just in case you're wondering who supports a bit, who is now the White House press secretary, told everyone, including our audience here on SiriusXM, that Trump would begin the largest mass deportation operation of illegals in American history on day 1. Since Biden and Harris took office in January of 21, they oversaw the largest inflow of illegal immigrants into the United States in American history, with roughly 8 million migrants ultimately resettling across the country in less than 3 years. Now, that 8 million number, I hope and pray that's all it is. For numbers as high as 15 and 20 million, Lord, I pray it's only 8 million, because they all have to be deported. And that work has to begin. It's already begun, and it's going to be arduous, but these people are tasked with it. They're ready. So, gosh, it's just such good news to hear that gang members are being removed from this country. Now, as I mentioned, there's a lot of coverage all over the place. You have this one Haitian gang member saying he's not going back to Haiti. He said he can't be forced to go back. Joe Biden.
That was it. That's wrong.
So the ICE detainees who have not been honored by sanctuary areas are very serious. And Tom Nolan has said that mayors who oversee these sanctuary jurisdictions could be subject to arrest themselves for violating federal law by helping and assisting people who are in the country illegally to evade arrest. That's actually something that.
All right, time to head home.
If you look around,
What a fucking long day.
Anybody
These last 2 weeks, though, I've been putting it in.
you're helping a criminal to evade arrest, you can actually have
Home by 9:30 this time, though. It ain't so bad.
So I'm really glad that
Well, 9:35 anyway.
it's clear. So there's just no way
As I get out of here.
say, I don't think so. Right? I don't think so. But my hope is that we're going to see even more arrests, and we'll see what happens. Now, in the big scheme of things, when we look at how
Hey,
this
truck,
has
truck,
broken
truck.
down for President Trump,
We ain't
he
gonna
has
make that
had
light, so it
every
ain't gonna
single
matter.
individual who might be someone who's, literally supporting these criminals, speak out against him and name call him. But the American people voted for President Trump knowing that he planned to do mass deportations. Americans were not confused or tricked or duped or caused to think something that wasn't going to happen. They weren't told he's going to be nice, he's going to be sweet, he's not going to tweet. No, they were told that he's coming in to run the largest mass deportation effort this country has ever seen after the last administration opened up the border and had the largest importation of illegal aliens this country has ever seen. He literally ran on that. So no Americans are shocked by this development, and those who are resisting it are in the minority. I'm sharing these facts with you because sometimes what happens is, especially with Republicans, we'll be like, oh, well, President Trump won, but he didn't win on mass deportation. Nobody knew about that. Well, that's a lie from the pit of hell. Everybody knew about it. They couldn't have done more media appearances, more rallies, more emails, more tweets, more TikTok posts. They couldn't have been more open about their intention to remove people, first the criminals, first
That
the
says
gang
one on my
members,
end.
first all the Interpol Red Notice people, that they would all be removed, and then they were going to start
Surprised
moving
that nobody's
everybody
jumped
into the
on there,
country
though,
that
because,
needs to get on. Get out of here. Bye-bye. See ya.
Yeah,
Thank
now it's
you
up
so
to
much.
one.
Breaking the law. When we see it, we know what's going on.
Eggsy probably went to bed.
The American people support it overwhelmingly, and now it's happening. And so don't let anybody sit in your face.
I haven't seen someone somewhere in a while.
That nonsense. Just tell them, look, you know what? Tell that to somebody else.
Oh, Bow's live too? Yeah, that could be it too.
If this is, I can't believe you're sitting there.
Oh, he's been going live a lot lately.
As if 76 million people.
Be short on
did vote
funds.
for this. Because we did. We absolutely voted for this. All right, we're going to break here to make sure we're ready for our first guest. We will be joined by Mike Johans, former governor of Nebraska, right after this.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater from Breitbart News Daily. Freedom of speech is everything here. We need the second. We need the second to protect the first one. Don't ever let anyone take it away from you. That is the red line. But also, don't let anyone make you coward either. We need more courage in our country. It starts with using your freedom of speech.
Conservative principles live here. Breitbart News Daily. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. This is Sirius XM Patriot. Channel 125.
These statements have not been reviewed by the Food and Drug Administration. This
Hope
product
she's
is not
feeling
intended
alright.
to
I know she's been
control
sick a lot lately. roll. Okay, you had to take a little break. Probably mandatory break or something, or you just needed it. There's 3 in here now. Who's lurking? I'll pop in with my main channel for a second. I'll have one more.
StacyOnTheRight.com to view the show notes, and also don't forget to check us out on all the social media. It's always at Stacy on the Right, no matter which social media platform I'm talking about.
I don't think that counts against his time, though. Maybe he's just tired because he did sit there.
Have you guys here tonight? 866-954.
I think it's only on the road that counts.
957-2874. So we will be joined by our guest this evening in a little bit, but right now,
Rolled a 2.
I have to tell you, every time I look at the birthright citizen issue, the citizenship issue, it's kind of enraging. And the reason it's enraging is because it so obviously was created as a way to protect newly freed slaves and their children from being subject to deportation or losing their rights here in this country. And instead of Democrats just acknowledging that they've lost on this one, we have to continually permit them to lie about this and act as if that's not the case. So my hope is that we're going to see, I know the cases will be, it'll go back and forth, it'll flip-flop. First it's there, then it's not, then it's there, then it's not. What we really need is to have the Supreme Court rule on this, and then once they've ruled on it, then we'll have the ability to see for ourselves exactly what the situation is. Until then, they're going to be interpreting, we're interpreting this, we're interpreting that. It's so wrong. This is not what the founders left us. So, anyway, producer, you'll have to let me know when our guest is with us because RIVX is not being.
Oh wow, that sucks.
866-958-867-2874 to
Somebody could turn you off from the whole industry.
Right now, I want to talk a little bit about President Trump at the World Economic Forum. He started off with a very upbeat and positive outlook. Take a listen to that.
After 4 long years, the United States
Well, he
is
went off on
strong
those guys at Davos.
sovereign and a beautiful nation once again. It's a strong, sovereign nation. In addition, I'm pleased to report that America is also a free nation once again. On day one, I signed an executive order to stop all government censorship. No longer.
Well, obviously, I don't mind it. I've driven a lot in almost every job I've had. So
misinformation or disinformation, which are the favorite words of citizens and those who wish to stop the free exchange of ideas and, frankly, progress. We have saved free speech.
Nicer to get paid to do it, too.
We've saved it strongly. With another historic executive order this week, I also ended the weaponization of law enforcement against the American people and, frankly, against politicians.
So that's pretty outstanding. To have the president be able to say with authority that he's bringing free speech back to our country. He also, well, you know what? We'll get back to President Trump's comments there and to World Economic Forum. But right now, it's my pleasure to welcome into the program Mike Yeomans, former governor of Nebraska, Secretary of Agriculture under President George W. Bush. Thank you so much, Mike, for coming.
I'm glad to be with you.
So talk to us a little bit about President Trump's nominee for HSM,
JC.
Rollins. How do you know Brooke Rollins?
Just a quick drive, about 15 minutes left.
Was nominated. I reached out and just want to say congratulations. And, that kind of started a relationship where we would talk and text and, compare notes on various things. So I'm very, very pleased to get to know her, as a matter of fact.
So my first time meeting her was at the White House in the Roosevelt Room. She had gathered together a bunch of black leaders and people who were concerned about the election in the last cycle. And I happened to be one of those people. And it was my first time ever meeting her in person. And she was so kind and so professional. And then, of course, when she left the White House at the end of President Trump's first term, she ended up starting an organization called the FBI.
That's some mileage.
And I became an ambassador for them.
You didn't have to use your own vehicle, did you?
There, and it was such a pleasure to get to know her a little bit better, and mainly just to be a part of the American First movement that she started. You served as Secretary of Agriculture, so you know what this role is about. What will her primary focus be as the Secretary of Agriculture?
It's going to be a job where every day, from the moment she wakes up to the moment she lays down at night, it's just non-stop. Here are some of the things that are waiting for it. I could go on, but there's a farm bill out there that's very important in agriculture. It's had 2 extensions, so it's about 2 years overdue. Put that on the list. Any kind of
Oh, I'm sure. Put that many miles on them.
Rural America, farmers and ranchers.
I mean, this car is only 3 years old. It's got 122,000 miles on it.
But we also have to be mindful of the fact that agriculture needs labor, needs people to work. And
Almost 23. It'll have 23, 123 before I get home.
We're going to have to be able to make the case that agriculture needs labor, needs folks to do these hard jobs. And ag is just in a tough cycle at the moment. Yes, most farmers out there, they're going to tell you that
These fucking cars are so expensive now.
Net farm income has been going down for the last couple of years.
I'd like to try and find a nice
Really difficult time. The whole issue of work buying
low mileage Blazer, full-size Blazer or something like that. Maybe a lease return or something. I'd have to get this detailed. This thing hasn't been cleaned thoroughly since I got it. It's still relatively, it's not horrible, but...
So she is from the great state of Texas, and she has been a staunch advocate and supporter of President Trump. It wasn't a surprise to see him tap her for a pivotal role in the administration.
There was nothing available when I got it, so I had to buy something new, and I knew I was going to put a ton of miles on it, so I got the extended warranty ahead of time, prepaid it.
And you had to deal with similar problems, there's nothing new under the sun.
So I'm going to be upside down on this when I trade it in.
And you talked about immigration, the need for more people to do very tough jobs. This is
A few grand anyway.
Chamber of Commerce wants more immigration. Rank and file Americans say all of them don't want to see an expansion of immigration. They'd like to see it curtailed just a little bit. And so we have to strike some kind of a median there. And especially with bringing people in strictly to work. Because even though that's the purpose, they end up staying, having families, and becoming a part of the community that they're working in. So that we can't say, well, they're just here to work. People are coming in, they're living here, and they're becoming Americans. So how do we balance that out?
I kind of start with what happened at the border the last 4 years. I would watch what was going on, and like every American, I was appalled. I mean, it was like there was no border. We were just taking border enforcement and putting them on the sidelines. And I think Americans looked at that and said, that's an outrage. Without a secure border, we don't have a country. And so I think that's exactly what the president is starting. He's saying, look, we're going to close this border down. We're going to seal the border. Because that is part of being a country. I think the other thing that's going on is people are saying, look, we understand the need for labor, but we want a thoughtful, orderly system. We want a system that makes sense. And that's where the president, I think, comes in. That's where he needs to lead the effort to seal the border, which is done already. I mean, it's kind of amazing what happens just in the last 72 hours. But then
That ain't bad for a gas burner.
Going to work to try to figure out
shit.
what is the right
Bad
balance
spot
here.
there.
How do we create an opportunity in America?
And on the shoulder,
where
on the wrong
people
side of the
who are
road.
already here can have jobs and have a future and that sort of thing, while recognizing that
Hey, Duke.
industries like agriculture just need labor. These
Caught
are
me at the
hard
end,
jobs.
man.
All you have to do
Got
is
about 10
walk
minutes
through a
left.
packing plant or
Just got off the freeway, heading into the woods.
That's hard work. That is really hard work. So, but it all has to start with the border. It really does. And I think people are applauding what's going on. I just think they were so sick of watching that border really being nothing. I mean, people are just walking into this country and you come to find out that it's people who have criminal records, who are dangerous, who are committing crimes. And
Yeah, go Bills.
America wants to tolerate that.
So
I really hope they beat Kansas City, man.
this is an age-old story that we have here. We have the border,
Well, that blows.
immigration enforcement, and during the last...
That'll help the Wings. The Wings
administration,
got hot for a minute. Now they're faltering
in
again.
our country. And
I got tickets for April 4th for the Wings.
But it doesn't take away from the fact that we have to have some kind of guest visa program for workers, or I'm not talking about the H-1B visa.
Oh, because, oh yeah, I get it.
Skilled Americans, but for supplementation on our farms, I saw statistics something like 40%. All of the fruit picking and
Oh, nice.
on farms in America is done in the country illegally. It is hard for me to understand how businesses have been prosecuted for doing that, and how we've allowed this problem to get to that magnitude.
Yeah, it's an astounding figure, and I can tell you in my conversations all across the United States, I've been from one ocean to another ocean in north and south, talking to farmers and ranchers about this. They don't want this either. They want to make sure that what they're doing is within the bounds of the laws of the United States. They hate these statistics as much as anyone. When somebody says 40% of the labor picking fruit, etc., is illegal, they don't want that. They want to know that they're within the bounds of the law. They want to know that people who are
Nice.
working for them are legal and that they weren't just passing off false paperwork. So their plea to President Trump is...
You're in the business to find good deals on tickets. I'm sure they still weren't cheap.
Honor the
Fucking standing room only for the Lions last game was like almost 500.
That we do, which is farm and ranch. And so I think the president's going to find a lot of support here. But it really is going to take is documented, knowing that it's legal.
Well, I hope it's worth it for you. I hope the Bills pull it out.
Decisions about who comes.
I want to see the Bills and the Commanders / Redskins.
I mean, what the president has been doing the last few days is exactly what America wanted him to do. And the next step is our country.
No, wait, this ain't the right one.
Well, the best thing we can do is to support the president's agenda, and also we can look forward to these stellar candidates such as Brooke Rollins. I admire her so much. I think she is really a great example of what women can be: feminine, strong, intelligent, competent, excellent at what they do, patriotic, family first. I just think it's so fantastic that she is going to be in this role as Secretary of Agriculture. So good to talk to you, and thank you so much for your service to our country as former AG Secretary. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Yes, and thank you for having me on, and I look forward to the next opportunity to talk about these rules.
Well, my road's a bit snowy.
Yes, we look forward to speaking to you again, sir. Have a wonderful evening. All right, we'll take the break here because we have another guest on the other side of this.
Weird how just my little area has usually a couple more inches than the rest of the Toledo area does.
Happy with Trump and his executive orders. The executive branch is doing great right now. I've yet to be impressed by the legislative branch. We'll get Ted Cruz's thoughts on this moment.
News Daily. Weekdays at 6 a.m. Eastern on Sirius XM Patriot 125.
When disaster strikes, the food supply is the first domino to fall. It can start quietly, an emergency alert, breaking news headline. But within hours, reality sets in. People rush to grocery stores, emptying shelves of everything from bread to canned goods. Lines stretch out the door, tempers flare, and desperation takes hold. And no matter who's in charge these days, you simply can't rely on the government to bail you out. That's why having an emergency food supply on hand is the right move for you and your family. Right now, $50 off a 4-week emergency food kit at mypatriotsupply.com. We're an American company trusted by millions, offering 2,000 calories per day, essential vitamins and minerals to keep you strong during your crisis. This food will be there for you when you need it, since it lasts up to 25 years. It can ship out to you next day. Go to mypatriotsupply.com now to get $50 off your 4-week emergency food kit. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Why try hamster weight loss? If you're interested in personalized prescription options, including Ozempic, Wegovy, oral medications, and compounded GLP-1 injections, and support to see real results, you might like it. Why try hamster regrow hair? If a range of treatment options made with clinically proven ingredients like minoxidil, finasteride, for thicker, fuller hair in 3 to 6 months sound good, you might like it. Why try hamster ED? If you're looking for access to doctor-trusted treatments like Viagra, Cialis, and their more affordable generic counterparts, you and your partner might like it. The HIMSS process is simple, 100% online, and treatments are shipped for your door in discreet packaging if prescribed. What's not to like? To save big on weight loss, hair loss, and ED solutions, get started today at HIMSS.com. That's HIMSS.com.
All right, guys, thanks for riding with me. I'm gonna grab a snack before I go to bed. Peace.